Okay, so welcome everybody. The topic I would like you to hear from me is a little bit theory and a little bit practice around one way of self-development, which are communities of practice. But before I start, I would like to understand to whom I'm speaking. So just very quick exercise. Please raise your hand if you are an expert in at least one domain. So if your personal feeling, I will not judge. So if you are an expert, just raise a hand. Cool. So if you are now experiencing something that you are currently doing, you could be an expert in different stuff, but in area of your current job, you are, say, only an experienced person. Okay, and last similar question, you are just starting this area of expertise, so you are beginner in what you are actually doing. So please raise your hand. Okay, so full spectrum, so I will try to adapt to that. So I ask you who you are. So my name is Antoni, and 15, even more years of experience working for banks, some in business area, some in technical teams. Since 8 years, at least I can imagine the point in time when I joined the Zwinna Łódź Society and start building this. So since 8 years, I'm trying to help some communities to grow. It's my personal favor. If you need that presentation, you can take photos, but if you need any slide or full presentation, there is a contact at the end. I will send full presentation to you. I don't have problem with that. So let's go. What I will try to do, I will try to guide you through the process of thinking, what is it for me, how this community's idea may help me. And of course, I need to introduce some definitions behind the communities. What is it not? For sure, it's not the answer for every problem. Everything cannot be addressed using communities, but there is a space for that. So, why? In one of the surveys I have read, beginning of this year, there was a question for the IT specialist, what they miss most in the current job, or even why they are changing the jobs. So, lack of development possibilities, kind of self-explaining stuff. I see that very often that people don't see possibilities for develop. Work atmosphere, this is specific. I will not go deep into that, but communities can help to create better work atmosphere. And no challenges, that's another obvious thing. People expect challenges. After some time, they do things automatically. And of course, I skipped the most obvious answer here, which is money. But let's move that out of the table. Let's focus on those 3 areas where communities actually can be applied and help. So, surprise, surprise, time of Leonardo is gone. It's nice to have single person who knows everything, but the knowledge is constantly changing. It's changing so fast that single person cannot have the actual knowledge all the time. It's just too time consuming, and there are 2 different areas of expertise that we need to learn, to master. So the answer to that is to create some kind of collective knowledge. We can use, of course, internet and Google the knowledge, but not always the case. Sometimes we want to do it faster, to learn from each other. And so what is actually community of practice? Please think of the group you belong, actually, or even in the past. Like you played in the school in a football team. You like that, you like your friends, you try to be better, you exercise for it. That could be a community. Another group, you attend to dance classes because you like that, you learn new steps, you maybe went to some events to win some prizes. Maybe during your studies, there was a study group you attend to deepen some knowledge with your colleagues. Regardless what's the domain, this is the main point of having a community. Because if you are going for a drink, like today, after the work, after the conference, with your friends, you like those people, you like probably this activity, but there is no domain behind. Well, could be, but that's another speech. So there is no commitment to be practitioner in that domain. So you need people with passion for doing stuff, or at least interest to a certain level. I will tackle that a little bit later. And you need the knowledge area. You need to focus around some knowledge area. What's the one of many, but what's the three main community outcomes? You feel you are belonging to that group, you can rely on those persons, and you can get help from those persons. If you have those three feelings when joining community or creating one, then this is the right group to contribute, to work with. Okay, not new topic, actually quite old topic. The cavemen probably came up with idea that they will sit together and think of spearheads or arrowheads better suitable for hunting animals. There is a science material on that. In some areas it went faster, in some it went slower, but significantly there is an evidence that they collect at least few people together and think of it, work on it. Okay, few centuries forward, ancient Rome and corporations, they said, so collective of craftsmen and potter makers, they tend to train new people like apprentice, and by doing so they have collective knowledge and have more people to understand the area of knowledge. Next, guilds, like artist guilds. What they did, they had a little bit fun, but they mastered the art, mastered the science they are into. Okay, current days. Silicon Valley, have you heard about it? Yeah, okay, cool. So why IT, high IT tech are in Silicon Valley, not in Las Vegas? I don't have an answer for that, but some companies grew there, organize, let's name it communities there, but people just go there because there were another people doing cool stuff. This could be Las Vegas. But Las Vegas, it's known by gambling industry, so probably if I would like to find some gamblers, I would go to Las Vegas because there is the communities, or there probably exist some communities there. My area, banking sector, European one, located in Frankfurt, local German banks, European Central Bank, Deutsche Central Bank. So we like to focus on some areas, even geographically. Now it's simpler, but again, I will discuss this again later. And one comment, the names are different. It could be communities, guilds, group of interest, tech clubs, doesn't matter. what's below of that, that's the important. So sometimes I tend to use different naming, like guilds. In my company, we name those areas of interest guilds. So. Okay. I put that statement that there is a need to work outside of our line structure. And okay, we like to deliver products, we like to work on fancy stuff. But I give you an example. If you are DevOps, for example, how many DevOps you need into one team, one 10-person cell? Probably you need some programmers, because you need to actually prepare the stuff. Probably need some testers, maybe business analysts. So my experience, one or two, or this, sorry for that resource, it's even shared among some cells. So how to grow inside your cell as you are only the one person? Almost not possible. This is only self-development. So if you find another people in your organization doing the same, not necessarily in the organization, but doing the same, you can exchange some knowledge with them, share the problems. And this model I'm presenting at the moment on this and next slide, this is simplification of Dreyfus model. So how we learn on different expertise level. That's why I ask you your self-assessment where you are. Now you can see if it's true. What's here? Let's put into my words and simplification. So just one or two examples. If you are a beginner, you need to have small successes to be glad that you are doing this stuff. If you are experienced or expert, you don't need tasks. You prefer to work on goals. You know how to do stuff, but you need to see the future for that. So the Dreyfus tells that there are 5 levels of that, and as I said, focus on those 3. So for the beginnings, inside the organization, if you have a community, they tend to know organization better. They tend to have quicker skill development, and they focus on that. And if you are tech lead or expert, you would like to work on timeline, and you would like to work on multiplying yourself by sharing the knowledge. If I'm an expert, some area, I not necessarily like to say the same things many times. It's affect my code review. Every time the same errors. So maybe I can do something to do it better. And yeah, the communities are for safe environment to test ideas, to ask about the help, and they speed the process of delivery. What's good area of practice for people into the community? Well, I prefer to say full spectrum of tasks, from simple one to complex. But the most outcomes or fruits are in the middle. Why? Because the simple tasks usually generate simple answers. You forget to commit, or there is a comma missing. Totally beginner stuff. Very complex tasks require trial and error. You are trying, you're having error, okay. The domain is so complex that that's totally cool. Next attempt with different solutions. So those in the middle which are complicated, by the way, convention name is Cinefin framework, if somebody would like to go deeper. Most risky tasks are in the middle because you expected to know them. They are not easy stuff, but they are in your reach. Some people are afraid that during their work in their teams, they would find themselves funny or not competent to show They don't know this. That's why if you have community, and as I said previously, trust community, you can easily ask these questions in the community. So who is in the community? Can we specify the difference? Of course, yes. There is a different degree of the participation in the community. For sure, you need some people who pull this, really push forward stuff, organize. This is the core group. Sometimes with one coordinator, sometimes full group coordinates. Those are most involved people, sometimes even topic creators, and they are very needed, but it's not enough. Community need as well active participants. They tend to be on the meetings, be somehow active on the chats, so they're trying to do their best to be part of the community. My favorite one, not the last one, tourists. Please accept tourists. People are going to the community meeting, like to the Colosseum, taking a photo, nice topic, oh, Camunda stuff, I had never heard about it. Okay, nice. And they buy. Gone for a month or two. They may come back. But is it bad if it's just the general meeting that they can attend? It's only beneficial. Maybe, and it's happening from time to time, after a year, less, more, they can become active participant. Maybe they were afraid that they don't have anything to say at the moment, and now they do. They want to do some stuff. There were examples that people attending just as a visitors moved to different business unit, say they don't have the community. They need to create one because they see value in those topics. One last group. This group is outsiders. Leave them alone. They are people not interested at the moment being a part of the community. If your community is visible enough, they will come. That's it. Just leave them alone. Two slides to sum this part of my presentation. Now you can take photos, and you can, as I said, wait, and I will send you the presentation. So, for community members, benefits for the community members, I think the most important in short term is my improvement in work. I can have really quick help, quick solutions to my problems, no matter if they are simple or complicated. For long term, well, I develop faster. My value is bigger. So I think it's the one I should mention. Others I mentioned in the flow, by the way. That's some, not every, but some of our community organizers, that the core group. For organization, what I'm trying to do is express from your perspective, what is it for you? But organizations can benefit on them. If organization pushes the community, then it's management. It's not any longer community of people because you are managed, but if organization knows that, they can be really, really good business outcomes. People tend to blend between business units. They create new connections. They connect new usage of the same technology, all tools. And yeah, developing capabilities of the organizations. Buzzword, but obvious one. So this slide is for somebody who wants to say to her manager, well, this will be the benefit if you will give me 1 hour every week for doing the community stuff. So, theoretical part, it's done. Next 15 minutes, I will show you some examples how actually we are working and what we are doing. So, first of all, my focus will be at this moment only in what we are doing in Poland. We have more communities cross countries or in different locations, but it's enough to have those on the table. Again, quite a lot of communities, different pace, different speed, different number of team members. I will explain you few. I think mainframe one is quite interesting. Hey, mainframe, why you need community around mainframe? It's old. People in this community, 30 years old on average, they find a niche in this area and they are on their own willing to learn. They are learning a bit COBOL, a bit administration, a bit of RACAF. So this community is learning community. One member learns something, then presents to everybody else. Others learn different stuff, presents this back. And again, in this case, this is small community. 2 people are the core, and other are kind of active. Let's take operations, TPM and operations guild. Some relation between project management in operation, DevOps, and sysadmins. That's the group. Quite a big area, and around 40, 50 people interested in. So volunteered, I want to listen from time to time, or rather I want to be part of the chat, because they mostly work on chat. Meetings is very rarely for them from time to time, but they help each other on the chat frequently. One more example, Java Guild. Java Guild is very specific because we have 4 or 5 people really coordinating those. So not even core, they are just content creators. But it's not like they forced to do so. They would like to present. And there is a catch. If one of them learns something like configuration for 15 minutes, for example, he or she shows this to the community. There is an open space offer. I will do a meeting for 15 minutes, how to configure this and that. If anybody interested, please come. Some communities on this list have 4 or more years. Some are new. Like the newest one, I guess it's the testers community for test automations and not only. So let's go for examples. Knowledge sharing. Most of those communities, as I said, share the knowledge bottom up. So they invent, they ask community if this is interesting topic for you, and if the answer is yes, they create the meeting. My favorite one, testing for the freshmen from the test community. It happens that we have Java developers who wanted to do automated testing, but they don't have any clue about regression, smoke, other types of testing, black box, white box testing. Some people just organize, okay, let's start the theory discussion. Others, maybe more soft topics like stress management or diversity. Well, they are interested in that. Why not? Some do practice on the web methods, similar to trainings, but they exchange knowledge. We do have Fridays with Python. One community invite everybody. Of course, mostly community members come, but you can be a part of those topics. Not necessarily you need to attend the community. It's open space. You can come and discuss. And it's fruitful because if you have, for example, Oracle developers and they have small scripts, 500 lines on the production using Python, not necessarily even experience in Python, come on, 500 lines, it's simple. They just see that among those communities, they can ask this question, have solution with 5 minutes, and they have done the task. Maybe it would be 5 more minutes for them, maybe 5 more days. We don't know, but it's still quicker. Okay, another example, it's my favorite one, community. It's the longest here, so Agile community. I am the guild master of that. But we tend to have space for free discussions. We name it P2P2. Every meeting, we have some time for just ask a question, share some success, or have some another topic. On top of that, we do discuss other stuff. Plus, that was bottom-up, invented by the people for the people without management attention. Except you have that 1 hour, you can go bi-weekly to that meeting. I don't care. That's good for you. Go ahead. But as a company, what we can do is to support, is to inspire. So from time to time, we ask communities if there is any need or what they would like to see. Is there any specific person maybe we could invite? Yesterday we had testing in Python, but by Matt, a very good developer. The outcome of that, we have his Git repository with a lot of Python tests. Okay, nice one. And another one, pair programming. Pair programming exists in every technical group. That was generated for Java, web methods, Python. Was very nice workshop for the teams. Of course, meetings, it's not everything. We do have chats, obvious in current days, but we use them. Somebody is asking, hey, I have a problem. I don't know this error. I don't know if it's obvious or not. I just so happened I am on those chats, so I cut and pasted here. But there was a question. There was some questions to deep knowledge, to understand, and by the end it was explained. I don't know if I cut whole the message, but let's say it was not long to possess the link to the documentation where it's actually described. Similar with certificates administration, different community, same, somebody didn't know our standards. Company tends to have own standards. Quick and answer. So what companies can do more? Again, other examples. From time to time, people ask about additional knowledge. Of course, we do have Legimi platform, O'Reilly platform, and other LinkedIn learning platforms, but not always. Sometimes, the feel of the paper, I like this. So you can have a book from our library. They are standing on the shelf, somebody interested, taking book home. Why not? So from time to time, we ask people, is there anything interested for you to read? Maybe it's worth to buy it. But there are outcomes for the organization for that. One of this was creation of onboarding trainings by the community for all new joiners. That onboarding was around the Scrum and ways of working, because every team had to explain the new joiner the same story. Okay, we work like this. This is our way of working. In this company, the rules are that. So actually, we save time now because we have 2-hour meeting again, voluntary, but communicated quite well. If you want to learn how we work, what's the ways of working, behaviors expected, etc., go to this. That was the first topic that was invented in one of the communities. Then the people say, okay, we can offer more. And that's voluntary for the whole bank. If you want to join, okay, product ownership in practice. I know this, I can share some practice. I put it on the table for everybody interested. Yeah. Old school, we meet in person. Sometimes with a glass of wine. More often with the PCs, having pizza or having lectures. So old school classroom meetings are still existing. Nobody forcing that. People want to be a part, participate, and they are active. Okay. Great success. Not always. Communities sometimes disengage. There is a lack of commitment, there is not proper time for this. So we have to say that we lost some communities. We haven't lost the people, but the topic, the subject, it's no longer live. 2021, meeting ended 1 minute 58 seconds. So this is work for the organization if they want to have those. But again, not forcing people, just showing how others work. What's the benefits for others? Okay. How to become a community creator. Now the cheat sheet. Last slides is really cheat sheet for you. The first and the most obvious answer. Just become. There is nothing that can stop you. So, as I said, just start. Find others who you think share the same passion, and allow others to join. People may join, say, nice, but not for me, and leave. Accept this. Try to be visible. If it's in organization or somewhere else, advertise to the level you need, but advertise. Because new people generate new ideas, community for 2 people, it's nice discussion, per discussion, but still more people could generate more topics. Later, during the development of the community, you will face like organizational issues. You need to set up some boundaries, how we work, who can generate ideas, who's not. Well, not for the beginning, I would say. Different schools for that, but let people be included into your communities. Maybe your organization will ask you if you would like to formalize or not. That's another discussion, not for these presentations. And for those who do not work in huge companies, big companies with several people in the same role, public groups. Come on, everybody should know groups in Facebook, LinkedIn, or Meetup application. Today morning I opened Meetup. I thought, should I put a screen from Meetup here locally in Łódź? And okay, Łódź, I'm kind of IT in this Meetup, so I see only IT. 3, 5, scrolling, and there was IT meetings after IT meetings. Kubernetes, UI, UX, everything. Some are free, some are not, but you need to see if it's for you. For those who would like to really start and don't have a clue, copy-paste, send it out to your organization, and you will see if anybody is interested in knowledge sharing at least. Why not? So, I like to leave everybody with possibilities to learn further. Those books are really good for understanding how communities works and what's the benefits, and how how groups are working together. And this is really nice because it's in the middle Elinor Ostrom, and she won Nobel Prize 2009 for analyzing the so-called communities, not in the companies, but like communities for the environment, etc. And maybe find a mentor. In this case, it's our mentor. You can always contact me. Feel free if you want to, as I said, have this presentation or just have a connection, have a chat. The contact is here. So, my idea now is that I'm open to questions. We are done with the presentation. If you have any questions, then feel free to ask. If you will have nice question, then I will take you downstairs to our place, and I have prizes for that, but not necessary you need those. So, any questions? Not publicly. Okay.